Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuning into End2End. My name is Stephen Tomlin. I'm here with my co-host, Sebastian Palikrousis.
How's it going, Stephen?
We have a special guest today, Sebastian Palikrousis. How's it going, Sebastian?
How's it going, guys?
Today we're going to be talking about Ottawa and what we think their future is going to be, including Edmonton and what they need to do to be a playoff team.
Before we get off to the races here, I just want to say hopefully everyone had a good March break. Everyone enjoys the break, and we're back to making the episodes. First off, we're gonna tackle the Ottawa Senators.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're kind of in a dumpster fire, I would say, by now.
Half AHL team.
Dumpster. I would say they're literally their season has been done in like November, pretty much.
Well, their season was officially done when they traded away all their players.
I think it's been done since they traded Erik Karlsson. That was the big killer.
I'm not a big fan of Erik Karlsson. I'm unpopular opinion. Erik Karlsson, I feel like the hype around him. I mean, the hype has always been there. He's a great player. I'm not going to say he's not a great player, but I don't see him as much of a threat to a team as like a Brett Burns or a PK Subban, something like that.
Wow.
I don't see
that at all. I'm pretty sure he's going to be on your top power play. He's going to be on your 4-on-4. He's going to be on every probably special team except the penalty kill. But
even the penalty kill, a lot of teams like him.
Yeah,
I'm just not a big fan.
He's just not. I mean, the defensive side of him is. I know some people question that, but
he's more of a forward than a defense, in my opinion.
He can definitely play.
I would definitely disagree. I would say Erik Karlsson is maybe not by far, but I would say he definitely is he's probably at least top 3 defensemen in the league for sure, in my books at least, number 1. What do you guys think? What would you rank defensively wise?
Roman Yossi's up there. Drew Doughty's up there.
Drew Doughty's his team is not doing very good.
Drew Doughty lives in LA and he's living the life, okay? He's not that bad. He's playing hockey for a living, okay? He's doing just fine.
I think, you know what? I would not disagree. I would agree with you about Roman Josi. He's a fantastic player. The Preds are doing great now. They're just he's in a good stage right now.
For sure.
So getting back to Ottawa, so we definitely
I don't really want to get back to Ottawa, to be honest with you, but we gotta get to it for sure. But
I mean, looking in the upcoming years, I definitely see Ottawa making like they're gonna end up being, obviously it takes time to build a good team, but they're gonna end up being a good team.
Well,
inevitably any team will end up being a good team unless an absolute dumpster fire in management is taking
you could
control.
say that's what happened in Ottawa.
We're early, Sebastian. We're early still. Yeah. I'm saying in 5-10 years from now, Ottawa, if they follow the right tracks, will inevitably be a good team.
Also, but Ottawa was in the Stanley the conference finals, and they were
last year until they
traded away. And then they went into the rut, and that's what teams have. You know, they go through their stages. They had a good team. They had who did they have? They had Turris. They had Zibanejad. Did they have Duchesne? No, they didn't have Duchesne yet.
They traded Turris for
Duchesne. They
was inevitably a good team. You can't deny that they weren't a good team.
No, they weren't.
But they always had that like. They
always had goalie problems. First of all,
okay.
I would say no.
Anderson.
Craig Anderson. The only thing wrong with Craig Anderson is age has definitely caught up with him. So I don't think that has been a problem. If anything, I would say like management has. Obviously, the Turris trade was not very smart as they traded. They traded Turris to the Preds, ended up getting Duchesne in return, and trading their pick to Colorado, which is just not a.
I just want to add to that. Let's just say that Ottawa becomes a strong team in the future, which I have no doubt that they will, because the picks will come.
Time.
You know, it takes time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even when they were a strong team 2, 3, 4 years ago, they never really had the guy other than Karlsson.
They had Karlsson, but you need another big
man. You need a guy that's going to put the puck in the net.
You need a guy on the
main forward. You know, teams like
they never really.
Chicago, you got the Kane, you got but like, who did Ottawa have? I mean, like, you have little players and stuff like not little players, but I'm saying you don't have that major piece that you depend on forward. I mean, that's what they looked at in the D.
Yeah. And that's why I think, like, it's not like NHL. You need multiple pieces to build a dynasty.
A defensive core that's great without anything. You need a little bit of each. And I feel like Kyle Turris was that guy for a little bit, but not enough to actually take them far until Duchesne came along.
But that,
in my opinion, you know how I feel about Duchesne. We talked about it on the last episode.
yeah.
Not my favorite, to be honest with you. I don't feel like as though he's a player that can impact the team as much as others, as much as the media proclaims he can be.
He could have a good year next year in Columbus. Like, he could put...
He's a free agent at the end of the year. He might not even be there.
He's not going to end up in
You
Columbus.
think Tortorella will still want him?
It's not up to Tortorella, Seb.
No, but the coach has the decision too, and based on the how good is he doing right now? I don't even know.
Think he's even barely been putting
He
up.
scored 1 goal so far.
Yeah, I don't think he's been putting up many points. But
That's natural for a player starting off with a new team, unless by fluke you just naturally attain to the line mates that you're on, and you just sometimes luck too. The other night we got
we had Wayne
Simmons get his first goal for. I think Wayne Simmons is a fantastic player. Not fantastic in fantastic better than everyone else. I just think in his own caliber he's a great player, and I'd be happy to take Wayne Simmons onto my team. So that's what they said. And also on the subject of Wayne Simmons, he's played under what's the coach's name for Pierre Laviolette, excuse me, has coached over Wayne Simmons before.
Yeah.
So you get that little bit of security when you're coming into a new team. When you see that.
I didn't.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, yeah, I actually didn't know that.
Philadelphia.
When Philadelphia was
Philadelphia.
they were kind of just on the brink of making it. He was their coach at the time.
Yes.
So you have that feeling where, yes, you're in a bit of a rut, okay, but at the end of the day, they're gonna believe in you every single time you go onto the ice, and especially you have that feeling of, hey, it's gonna come. It's gonna come, and you have that coach there as well that knows you. How much better does it feel when you have a coach that knows how you play?
You feel
before?
comfortable to the city and everything else.
And you also know like the plays that are going to be coming up, and you feel like I could rely on this guy.
Yeah.
This guy. I've known him longer than I've known some of these players.
Oh, for sure.
And I know that he'll have my back. So I would definitely it would make me feel good. Getting back to like Ottawa though, looking at Ottawa, they've made silly mistakes, obviously, with their, I would say, with their owner Melnyk. He's an owner. I guess it's the only good thing you could say about him.
Who's the guy who talked trash about the Toronto Maple Leafs?
That's
That was
Melnyk.
What a
Melnyk said that about the Leafs.
How can you even say that?
Your team sucks. Your team
You're
sucks.
talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You are arguably the worst team in the league right now.
Yeah. Well, they have Melnyk, and Melnyk, he always wants to. I think the main thing about him, he's trying to find that one star for Ottawa, like they had with Karlsson. So looking at who they have, as in like prospect wise and all that, their top one definitely Thomas Chabot for sure.
Chabot would be the one player that you would.
Yeah, and I know that many teams would take Thomas Chabot. Thomas Chabot, he's 21, and he's being noticed for the Norris.
Yeah.
In my eyes, for the running of the Rookie of the Year, it's between him and Pettersson. What do you guys think? Who do you think will take Rookie of the Year?
I'm pretty sure they're gonna give it to Pettersson. I mean,
No way.
how? Okay, how many times have you seen a D get the Calder for the Calder? How many times have you seen a D? Really?
I mean, the last
You got
one
Matthews. You got Barzell. You got
last one that got it. The
Connor
last defenseman that got it was Aaron Ekblad.
Okay.
That's Aaron Ekblad. He's a very impactful for defense.
He hasn't had the start that a first overall pick would want.
That's exactly
but
what I mean.
he's obviously still a good player. Like he's not.
No way.
He's
no question about it.
Obviously. So they have Thomas Chabot. Thomas Chabot, an awesome player to have on their team to build up because they still have him signed over many years. Obviously,
Thomas Chabot is your one glimmer of hope.
Yeah. Well, they have other pieces like let's talk about Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah.
Brady Tkachuk.
But you don't know.
He should, to be completely honest with you, he should have been picked third overall, not fourth.
No, well, Kotkaniemi.
I feel like Kotkaniemi.
See, that's hard. What you're saying right now, because he was a apparently he was the only. Who was the other centers that were pretty good? Montreal needed a center, but the thing is, at the draft, they always say, "Oh, you don't draft by position, you draft by best player," and that's where I personally would have picked Zadina, not because he'd make it impactful in the upcoming season, but later on he gets experience in the queue with Halifax, and he'll get experience to play with your team. And
I feel like he would be the most out of place player in the league this year if I had to choose one person.
Who's that? Kotkaniemi?
Kotkaniemi. I'd have to say this not by size, not by skill level, not in anything, but just awareness out there.
What is he
feel
playing?
like
First line right now?
I think he's just on the third
he's
line.
on the third
He's
line,
not really,
Seb.
making a
Do you think
big
he'd be a first line player at the moment right now?
No.
There's no way. We witnessed the game when they played the Montreal Canadiens. Specifically, we watched Kotkaniemi play.
Yeah,
And
we wanted to see what he'd be like in live. We see him on.
The kid's like 6'2", I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we see.
But he's 18 years old.
Yeah,
and he's young. He's immature still. He's not ready for the NHL. Personally, I believe. I don't believe that he should have been in the NHL this year. I feel like he should have played a year in the minors this year, developed himself. Because there are some that take to the NHL a little bit quicker than others, and there's some that don't.
yeah.
I feel like Kotkaniemi, no matter what, I mean, we really don't know anything. You never know.
You never know.
Could
He could be
Sam
hurt.
Bennett right now. We all thought Sam Bennett was going to be something special. He's not.
Yeah,
anything special in my
Kotkaniemi could
eyes.
get hurt tomorrow, and that could be
the end, right? But if everything goes well right now, he's looking at inevitably being a fantastic player in the future, right?
Yeah.
At least an elite player. But as of the moment right now, it doesn't mean you have to have the best start in the world to become an elite player in the NHL.
Yeah, look at Pedersen. Pedersen wasn't even signed.
Marner.
Marner
was the
wasn't
best.
Well,
Marner played a year in the.
you can't really give Kotkaniemi that much harsh. Claude Julien is not really playing him that much.
No, she's not getting playing
He's
time.
not getting playing.
Claude Julien's used to playing the big names, coaching.
Tatar.
Coaching in Boston, he strictly
Tatar
played
was in Boston.
Marchand, Bergeron, and Pasternak a lot of minutes. He plays the first line.
He plays the big names.
Yeah. He wants to.
No doubt he likes the big names, but
He wants to gun for the win. He wants to go for their win every game, and so he thinks that by playing the top guys every game.
Yeah. But I don't understand. That might not be the greatest fit for Kotkaniemi then, if his playing style is gonna match up with Kotkaniemi. Sorry, if his coaching style is gonna match up with Kotkaniemi, that means that Kotkaniemi needs to either change his game, or Claude Julien has to change his coaching style.
Yeah.
One of them has to change, because if Kotkaniemi continues to play the way he is with Claude Julien's type of coaching style, it's basically not going to work.
Yeah.
It's like trying to make a cake without any flour. You need both of them working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be said about the Matthews and Babcock relationship.
Babcock doesn't play Matthews nearly as much as everyone wants him to play him.
Yeah, you got now. We're getting off track here with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, let's get back to the Ottawa Senators, because that was our main.
Yeah.
But this is what we do on this show. We definitely like to go off topic a bit, because that's how it should be.
Yeah, but I was saying something about. I was thinking about the Ottawa Senators. Their lineup, their first line. What is it? Kachuk, and then their center is it Colin White?
It's rather Colin White or Christian Tierney.
Yeah, and then they have their right winger Drake Batherson. He will be a good player. He had pretty good, decent points in the AHL.
Yeah, they have many players coming up. They have Colin White, as we just said.
They have Chabot. He's doing good, but he's gonna get even better. He's gonna do even better.
You gotta obviously they're gonna be. They have also Logan Brown up the middle, so that's a 1-2 punch as two centers with Brady Tkachuk on wing with Batherson, which is, it's good. But it would have been good if. Formanton, yes.
I forgot about that. He was a second round pick. That was a pretty good steal for them. Played for London.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Good shot, good size. He could, they got some good players coming up. But yes, you got your young. They want to. What's his name? The Oh my God, I'm losing track here of the Ottawa Senators.
It's all good. It happens.
Not their GM, their owner. Sorry. Melnyk. Yeah, your team. Yeah, you think you're gonna be good, but to criticize the Toronto Maple Leafs, but your defense is not there. Look at your team now. You can't say that, even though you got to stay within the mind frame and the state of what your team is in right now, and build from that. Don't be cocky about it. Don't say things that
shouldn't be said from your point of view.
Simply
because
shouldn't be said.
Point Frank, whatever. What's this guy's name again?
Melnyk.
Melbrick, Melsnick, whatever.
Melnyk.
Whatever. Hey, buddy. Point blank. Your team is probably the worst team in the NHL right now, so you have no right going around and talking about other teams right now. Hey, more power to you. You do what you want, but you're the one team in the NHL that's arguably has half an AHL team. Some AHL teams could beat your team at the moment. Just putting that out there. I'm telling you right now, the Marlies could definitely beat the Ottawa Senators at the moment right now. And I'm firing shots right now, and I don't even care. That was very uncalled for by Meldrick or whatever this guy's name is.
And Toronto actually responded to it. I saw the notification on my phone, and apparently Riley and Kadri, they're just
laughing
they're
at
not.
you. Even address
you know
it.
what? Riley actually said, "I don't have anything to say but to laugh at that because you're."
Your team is so irrelevant in the NHL.
So to read off what we're talking about here, it's the quote that Melnyk said. He said about Toronto, they're going to have a tough time winning the Stanley Cup without defense. They collapse their team. Say we gotta do a rebuild. But mistakes were made and somebody forgot about defense. That's what he's saying. He's saying as in they completely forgot about drafting defensemen and they're only looking at Matthews, Marner, and Nylander when they went into that draft, and now they're really regretting that.
I feel like,
but I don't understand that.
Let me bring something light, and this may be a little bit immature to say, but I feel like if Ottawa didn't beat Toronto last week, that comment would have never been said.
Yeah.
Because now you got a little steam up your rear end, and you're thinking,
all these young guys are gonna be good. I'm gonna.
Yeah, and then we go and beat them. Yeah, we got half an AHL team, and we basically just beat Stanley Cup contending team at the moment that everyone believes from out of Canada. So let's go. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and you definitely started a fire with that one. I believe so. Your team has no relevancy in the NHL right now, in my opinion. You don't have good draft picks. Really, all you have right now on your side is time, which even that, your time on your side is basically an asset to anyone if you can use it well, which with that attitude, I don't believe you can use it well because you just got rid of Carlson. You just got rid of Duchesne.
I can't believe they got rid of Carlson. I'm sorry.
All power to you to say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, the Toronto Maple Leafs are a better team than you. Yeah. And I'm not trying to act a little bit biased here, but I don't know.
Just look at the standings.
Look at the standings. There's teams in the AHL that can beat your NHL team right now, and it's kind of embarrassing to watch a team that should be. People are paying money to go watch this team, and they don't have enough entertainment value to fill out a crowd in a full arena.
He talked about the fans here.
Yeah, he also said the key for us is first of all to identify who's a Senators fan and who's not. First of all,
pretty much everyone's a Leafs fan when the Leafs come to Ottawa. There's more Leafs fans in the stands than Ottawa Senators fans.
For sure.
Joke.
Ottawa, he's basically trying to shout out to fake fans, which means I don't know who would be a fake fan towards Ottawa. Ottawa's in last place, don't have their first overall pick. That's Jack Hughes, Capo Caco, or Potkevin.
I don't think
so
Vasily Podkolzin.
The only thing anyone would want to do in that scenario is it's okay. The only thing anyone would want to do in this scenario is fake their way of not being a what's the word I'm getting at? When you like a team that
bandwagon?
Yeah, faking their way to not being a bandwagon. Yeah. By saying, oh, I like a bad team, you can't call me a bandwagon. Because some people do that. Some people act like they like a bad team just to act as though...
Yes, I know what you're getting at.
That's the only thing they're faking. They're not faking that they like you guys because you guys are in last place. Yeah. You guys suck. I'm sorry, but it's just going to need time. And for you to go say that, I feel like you guys are bored down there in Ottawa, so you just start saying stuff just to get us off our game, but it's not going to do it.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, let's look at this side of this is so wrong and everything. But now let's look at the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's go to the Ottawa fans. Ottawa fans are not really pleased with the Ottawa Senators' play right now.
Why would they?
Why would they?
Exactly.
But Toronto was in the same stage.
They have
Toronto
been,
Maple Leafs fans weren't pleased with how they were doing when the Castle era, and the Lupo area.
Yeah.
They were not pleased. And that's the same, Melnick saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be good," but I mean, I kind of feel bad for the guy. He's taken
Who, Melnick?
No, yeah, Melnick and
How
their
can
GM.
you feel bad about this guy?
I don't feel bad. I feel bad for the situation that they're in because, I mean, yes, they created it. They created themselves. They traded all their
Assets.
They traded all the cornerstones, so now they just have, I don't even know what they have anymore. But that was like the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they were in the same stage. What was that coach? Pierre Laviolette?
Laviolette, yeah.
Oh my God. No, not Laviolette. Peter Horchek. What am I saying? Horrible coach. Just completely horrible. Everything was wrong.
Edmonton, and I think, to be honest, Edmonton, they have obviously the piece of
Edmonton.
the huge puzzle piece of Connor McDavid and Draisaitl.
And that's it.
And Milan Lucic.
Wow. Okay.
So we're gonna talk about what they should be looking for to build a good team.
Just to point that out, I did this for you when we talked about Boston.
Yeah.
Would you like to do that for me?
What do you want me to say?
That I rep the orange, blue, and white all day, every day.
Yeah.
My room has a fat head of a Oilers sticker.
Yeah.
I love them to death. But I'm not loving them to death right now.
Yeah.
Ears are bleeding right now.
Okay.
Well, I mean, when you have 4 first-round picks, I think it was. What is it? Nugent Hopkins, Hall, Yakupov, and McDavid, right?
Nope.
Am I missing one?
No.
So how many of them have panned really out?
Pretty much one.
Yeah, I'm
pretty sure one panned out.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid.
No, I would say
0 panned out.
Taylor Hall, but on a different team.
We needed one more year with Taylor.
Had a not bad
One more year with Taylor Hall would have given him the prime status that he has now on New Jersey.
Carrying that team, by
Oh
the
my
way.
God, bro. It's not fair.
He's basically the McDavid of that team. Not gonna
yeah,
lie.
there's
What
no one
about
better than
Oscar
him.
Klefbom? He's developed into a pretty good D now.
Yeah, they also have a bunch of
Come on.
Garbage. He's not good.
they have good defensive players. They have
Like who?
they have Clefbaum, Darnell Nurse.
Darnell Nurse is the only good defenseman I find on that team. No one else.
I think they had the prospect. His name is Bear.
Yeah, something
Ethan
Bear.
Bear?
Ethan Bear.
He was
He's-
on the
He's gonna be good. I think he was.
Portland Winterhawks.
I'm pretty sure. No, that was Caleb Jones.
Wow, stats guy over here.
I'm sorry, I get those two are
Those two are pretty.
They're
have the same-
young. I think they're
same-
21.
Same play style and everything. So yeah, they have some pieces down
What
there.
about Edmonton's goalie? Now they have a
Oh,
struggle
God.
in their goalie.
Jeez.
They don't have Talbot anymore. They're playing this guy. What's his name again?
I don't know, but his
I'm not
number.
Finnish, and he's Finnish. His number's like
No.
70 something.
Isn't it?
I'm not.
I know. He wears number 19, and that's
Oh,
different.
that's-
19. That
Yes.
Koskinen.
Koskinen.
19.
And the last thing that Chiarelli did
Save
before leaving,
percentage.
before he left, was
Save
sign him
percentage
to a
of 909.
3.
So what is going on there?
The last thing that Chiarelli did when leaving the organization of Edmonton, he signed that guy, a 30-year-old goalie, to a 3-year deal.
Not smart. Literally, if we had a horn that was like a boo button horn, we'd be clicking
and they
it
have
right
Anthony
now.
Stollers.
Oh, if you just bring up Chiarelli, I think we would.
They also have Anthony Stollers. I am butchering these names.
Stollers.
So which they got for Talbot, which he's
Save percentage of.
Can we take in the road of where Taylor Hall came from and where he left with the amount of garbage that Edmonton has now?
Yeah.
Basically.
sure.
So he gets traded.
Yeah. For Adam Larson.
Adam Larson. That's like unheard of. Like, how could you trade Taylor Hall for Adam Larson?
That's gotta be.
ADAMLR.
Yeah, you can't even spell his name right. That's how irrelevant
That's
he
how
is.
irrelevant he is.
That's how bad he is.
Yeah, I would say
Adam
that's got to go
Larson,
down as one
Taylor
of
Hall.
the
Worst trades of all time.
worst trades of all time. But they're coming. You know what they thought coming into that trade. They were like thinking, okay, we drafted too many forwards. You know, we've gotten our Nugent Hopkins, we got our McDavid, we got our Yakupov, we even have Eberle that turned out very good for us. They didn't think they thought they were missing that one defensive spot, as Darnell Nurse was not like ready for the NHL at that time.
I like him.
Yeah, but he wasn't ready for the NHL at the time, so they had players like who did they have? Do you remember? Oh, Sekera.
Oh, yeah.
Andreas Sekera.
Yeah.
I loved him.
Sekera.
He was such a good stay-at-home defenseman.
Yeah.
I miss the old Edmonton Oilers, man. Alish Hemsky.
Oh, give me a
okay,
break.
whatever.
He's 38 now or something like
Oh
that.
my god.
So they had
Oh.
they had that defenseman, and then they had their team,
They had Schmid.
they didn't.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, they didn't.
Schmid was very good. I liked him. He was fast.
Schmid?
Schmid.
Schmidt?
I don't remember. No, Schmid. SMID. I don't remember.
They also had Justin Schultz.
Schultz.
Oh, Schultz.
Dustin Penner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Gross team. As in gross as
Smith.
the toilet.
Hemsky. Horkoff. Oh my god. The
Sam
legacy
Gagne.
will always live on.
Sam
From
Gagne.
the 2008 to 2000, I'd say 2013, 14.
14.
That was literally the
right
team.
before all their
I
first round
grew up
picks.
watching the
I'd say.
2000. I'd say from 2006. I'd say.
Sean
When did Hemsky get drafted? That's the year I fell in love with the Oilers. I'm pretty sure he got drafted in 2006 or 2004. I know it was 2000. It was 2004. He got drafted in 2004. The year, a couple years after that, I'd say 2006, 2007. When we started that's when I fell in love with the Oilers. And oh my god, I went through so many seasons where my dad would just say, Christian, the thing is with the Leafs, the thing is with the Oilers is that they're going to get better with time. They're going to get draft picks, right? That was my first introduction to how draft picks worked. I never knew like any of this. I'm just like, oh, they're a bad team. They're going to be a bad team forever, but it's okay because I have Hemsky, right? No. They're going to get better, so I'd hope, right? They never got better. That's the thing.
Oh, they
had
never
had
got
that one
better.
playoff run. But
Yeah, they had the playoff run to the
Yeah,
conference
and then-
finals, but
Yeah, against Anaheim. Oh my god, I hate them so much.
and
We should
then
have been in the finals because there's a hand pass. Whatever. Kessler, I hate you.
Oh my god,
hate
I
you,
do
Kessler.
remember that hand.
Kessler, you suck.
so who would you say has to go for the Edmonton Oilers this
Everyone.
coming up to, I would say, in the
Kajula.
draft
Oh, he's
and
good.
He's
in the
good.
draft
He's a
and
good
with
center. He's 23 years old.
in the draft and with the free agency coming up. Who do you think they have to get rid of
You go first, Sebby.
For Edmonton Oilers.
for the Edmonton Oilers? Who do you think?
Okay, so you gotta acquire first of all a goalie.
Yeah.
Now, get rid of the cap first. Now, what you're gonna do is who's the GM of the Edmonton Oilers?
What's his name? They just traded Chiarelli. They have
Shirelli.
they just have an intern in right now.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
So
That's
they should.
literally the story of
They
the
should
Oilers.
just.
That's the story of the Oilers. Intern.
I think
yeah.
it's an intern. It's just a player that's in there. That's just the guy
Yeah.
that's just in there to be.
Now you need to trade away Milan Lucic. He's on like a $6 million something. What is it?
for the next
6
4
years?
or something like that?
And yeah.
He's locked in with the Oilers. Big
But
time.
but they could trade him. I mean, some teams would want him like a grinder guy.
Nobody would want that.
You know what?
salary
No.
cap.
And they need to get a goalie, like a good goalie that can actually just beat a starter.
Well, how do you think they'll end up getting that goalie? Who? They're going to end up having to trade a prospect for a goalie.
But the thing is, you can't
I
make
say
money without money.
That's
I
true.
say
You can't make trades without trade bait. Do you know? Without trade value,
Assets, yeah.
assets. You can't start a business without money. They don't have anything other than Connor McDavid. That's the problem with
And
teams.
Draisaitl.
And Draisaitl, yes, but
And they
Draisaitl's
have-
not
he's
doing.
good.
they have
yes.
the guy. What's his
Oh,
name?
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Yeah,
Not
Ryan
worth anything
Hopkins.
anymore.
And
He's
no.
past it.
There's another guy. He's a
He's not even
left
past
winger,
his prime.
and
He's
he
not
plays-
even in his prime.
and he plays on the first line for Edmonton. Who is he again? They have Tobias Ryder and
They said that they're not bringing him back already. They literally said 10 games left that they won't be bringing him back because if
There's too many breakaways.
Ty Radley.
Yeah.
That is the one. Ty Radley.
they said
he had a pretty good.
exactly, he said he misses so many breakaways, and that if he would have scored 10 or 12 goals, we'd probably be in the playoffs. That's what the CEO of the Edmonton Oilers said
That
about
is
Tobias
complete
Ryder.
immaturity by the Edmonton Oilers organization. That is literally the example that shows the Oilers what they are. Shows the world what the Oilers are.
Yeah.
You're an immature team. How can you say that that one person is the reason why you guys are not in the playoffs? I can name you about 20 things right now of why you guys are not in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. They just don't have. They just don't have.
Communicate. They don't. There's so
Speaking
many
of
things.
Darnell Nurse, like you said before, he actually has 36 points. So
That's why I like him. He
that's
puts up-
yeah.
I mean, anyone
Going
likes
into the
anyone that puts
playoffs,
up points.
you obviously need better D, but yeah, their top points guys are McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah.
And then Nurse, Chason, Cassian, Clefbaum. It just goes into a who's that again? It's just. And they have Lucic. They have Gagne.
They have Sam
Sam
Gagne.
Gagne.
He's actually been decent for them.
He's been pretty
That's a
decent.
nice ring around the rosy, eh? Coming all the way back to Edmonton once he. I'm pretty sure he still holds the points record for most points in a game.
I think he
I'm pretty sure it's 8. He has 8 points.
Oh, yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was 4 goals, 4 assists.
something like that.
They won against Arizona. Phoenix. I think 8-2 or something.
It was Arizona, but it was Phoenix at the time.
Yes, that's
Their
why. I
power
said
play percentage is 21.3%.
absolute garbage. Oh, there's no other word to explain them. There's really nothing that much to talk about with them.
Penalty percent is.
Oh, Milan Lucic.
Oh
Ding, ding,
my
ding.
god. Oh, penalty percent is 75.3. Penalty kill. So.
And that is, I think, the worst in the league?
That's.
The worst in the league.
They're the worst in the league with everything, though. That's the thing.
So
Because there's nothing there to bring. There's nothing there to do other than wait.
yeah. So looking at what they need, they obviously need goaltending, and I would say
They need players. This is my opinion.
they need players for that third
Go
and fourth
ahead, yeah.
line for sure.
They need players that can give assists. They've got the goal scorers. They've got Draisaitl and they've got
McDavid.
McDavid. Those are 2 lines that you can get goals, right? I'm not just saying they're the only.
Some tough
Yeah,
guys too.
yeah, exactly. They have Milan Lucic, but I'm saying
he's
they
not
need
good.
someone. He's good. I think he's fine. Okay. All right.
What about a guy like
Wait,
who's
wait,
the guy on Hurricanes?
Coming from
Michael
you,
Furland.
Yeah.
That could be a good acquisition for the Oilers. Michael Furland, he's a grinder, but he's actually got. I consider him a grinder.
You basically don't like Lucic anymore? I thought you were a Boston fan.
Well, I liked him when he was here, obviously, but when I see players like when Chiarelli jumps over from Boston to Edmonton, then he brings over Milan Lucic for $6 million? It's not. I hate seeing that. I think of that as being favoritism type thing, and obviously they're not worth it at all. He's not worth that money, but
no, he's not. But he's got the reputation around him. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And so
That's his reputation.
yeah, so if for a nitty gritty player, they should only keep him. They shouldn't add anyone else. Who do you think? They would have to end up dealing, I would say, Yamamoto for a goalie.
Yamamoto. I have hopes for that guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do. I have hope for him.
I do think he'll end up being a good player, but I mean, for a drastic need of a goaltender, they need to end up.
Goaltend. I think they should start from the back and work their way up because they've got the hope with McDavid. He can pull through at times. Their back end is absolutely atrocious.
You can't carry the whole team, but he can pull through.
carry something. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I do think we covered a lot for Edmonton and Ottawa. Ottawa obviously going through a rebuild. It always takes time. Edmonton, they traded away their goalie and now they're looking for a goalie. So I do think we covered a lot.
Mainly on probably the worst two
One of the top, I would
worst
say,
two Canadian teams in the league right now. Worst two teams in the league right now.
I would say like Vancouver is definitely worse than
Oh,
Edmonton.
Vancouver's
Oh, that
terrible.
makes me feel very happy. Thank you for telling me that. At least
So
not the
to
worst.
end it off here, we'd like to remind you guys that we do have an Instagram page. It's end2end.podcast. We're trying to post
Go
more
follow
frequent.
it.
We're trying to post more frequently. We're
If
gonna
you guys have
have
any suggestions on
Posts,
podcast,
topics,
let us know.
just anything. Just let
Any
us know.
questions?
DM us.
DM us and we'll make sure
DM
to
us
cover
at
it.
End2End Podcasts Instagram.
We're gonna have I think we're gonna be taking some questions just because it's that time where it's like we're all just waiting for the playoffs to happen. We're not.
It's kind of this dull period where you're just like, okay, let's get these last couple games done.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little bit tired. Then you need that little bit of a break, and then you start right off the bat. You know what I mean? It's not even a
exactly.
break. It's like 4 days where everyone gets that little. That's a big time.
Once a couple games go by in the playoffs, like game 1, game 2, or game like then it gets like, holy cow, blah, blah, just scored like 2 goals, or he's on fire right now.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting to see.
It's interesting no matter what, but I feel like once those first couple games are in the books, things get really juicy.
Yeah,
And
and that's when we'll be bringing the news
Yep.
to here.
Yep, for sure.
So guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you guys comment down below. Let us know any topics, anything like that.
That's pretty much it.
Anything else?
Hope you guys had a great March break.
Thank you, Sebastian, for jumping onto the podcast for us.
No
Appreciate it,
problem. It's
Sebby.
my first time, so I was a little bit rusty, but it's all
Oh,
right.
you were on the
Yeah, I was on the little sneak peek, but that was nothing really.
Yeah, it was a little. You had some time after, so we added you in at the end.
So,
Yeah, so
Be sure to
hope you guys like this episode.
be sure to look for Sebastian on future episodes. He'll definitely be back.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
We're looking at around. This is episode 3. We're looking at around maybe episode 5 or 6. He might be back for a new episode.
We'll be letting you know in the next episode. This has been End2End Podcast. I'm Stephen Tallman and Christian Palikrousis,
Have a good one, guys.
bringing you all the NHL news. You guys have a good one.
We're out of here.